Welcome to our channel. Today, we are embarking on an extraordinary journey into the world of numismatics, a realm that often holds stories of intrigue and history within the confines of mere metal discs, and we are particularly focusing on a singular piece of minting lore that has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 1994 quarter dollar, a coin that, due to a series of remarkable minting errors and production mistakes, has reached an astronomical estimated value of around $630 million, a sum that seems almost fantastical, yet serves as a testament to the value that rarity and error can bestow upon seemingly ordinary objects. The year 1994 was not just an ordinary year in American history, it was a time when the world was witnessing rapid changes and shifts across various socio-economic landscapes, yet unbeknownst to the general public, within the United States Mint, a series of production errors were quietly taking place that would alter the fate of a few coins forever, with the 1994 quarter serving as the focal point of this narrative. Coin production is a meticulous process that requires uniformity and precision. However, with the vast amount of quarters being produced to meet the demands of the economy, errors are not merely possible but almost inevitable, and in the case of the 1994 quarter, several such errors have surfaced, leading to its unique place in numismatic history. One of the most notable errors associated with this coin is the "Missing in God We Trust" lettering, which occurred when the die that was used for striking was improperly manufactured or damaged, causing this critical element of the design to be omitted entirely during the minting process. This particular mistake occurred during a time when the mint was under pressure to fulfill high demands for circulating coinage, resulting in oversight that, while regrettable, has turned out to be a spectacular piece of fortune for collectors. In essence, this piece serves as an audacious reminder of human error, the pressure of production, and the serendipitous nature of collecting. Where one might expect an ordinary quarter, what emerges instead is a prized collectible that reflects an intersection of history and circumstance, capturing both the imagination and the wallets of collectors across the nation. As you might imagine, the absence of such a prominent inscription not only casts a shadow of rarity over this coin but also leads to a series of questions surrounding its production. How many were lost or damaged during the minting process? How many made it into circulation? And of the few that are out there, how many still exist in pristine condition? These unanswered queries contribute heavily to the coin's inflated value, as collectors often gravitate toward pieces with enigmatic backstories, and the intrigue surrounding this blunder has only intensified that allure. It's not just a quarter, it's a treasure trove of history encapsulated within a tiny piece of metal, and it becomes incredibly compelling when you realize that acquiring this era coin places you in possession of a slice of minting history, a unique artifact that represents a perfect storm of production chaos and historical context. Beyond the missing lettering, it's essential to highlight other potential errors that accompanied the production of the 1994 quarter: double strikes, misalignments, and die cracks, all of which can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. Collectors are on the lookout for any oddity that deviates from the standard, and coins that exhibit such anomalies can often command breathtaking prices at auctions. A double-struck quarter, for example, could not only capture the imagination of collectors but also fetch a price that exceeds all expectations. Such collectors often engage in fierce bidding wars, driving the price higher as they are fueled by the psychological thrill of the hunt and the possibility of owning a piece of error. History. The joy of collecting is often amplified by the knowledge that you may be holding an object worth far more than its face value, a notion that sparks adrenaline and enthusiasm among enthusiasts. The landscape of coin collecting is ever-changing, especially as the digital age evolves, allowing collectors access to information, price guides, and auction results from the comfort of their homes. This increased access further fuels the frenzy surrounding unique coins like the 1994 quarter, as stories and anecdotes spread quickly among forums and social media, creating an even more robust demand for pieces that were once undervalued. Imagine the thrill of discovering that long-lost coin in your pocket, at a flea market, or among your grandparents' belongings, only to realize that you have stumbled upon a piece that could potentially change your financial future. This narrative, steeped in possibility and discovery, resonates strongly with collectors and casual observers alike, driving the excitement and motivation behind seeking out coins like the 1994 P quarter. The cult following surrounding era coins is a vibrant community, where every member shares the same passion for unearthing unique, valuable pieces of history, creating bonds over shared experiences and discoveries. For many collectors, it's not only about the monetary value but also about the journey of learning, discovering, and connecting with others. As you delve deeper into the world of numismatics, you come to appreciate the intricate details that make these eras so special. The way an innocuous slip can lead to monumental changes and infuse everyday coins with extraordinary stories. Collectors often thrive on the thrill of hunting these coveted pieces down, attending coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces, learning from one another, and exchanging strategies on how to find those hidden gems that others may overlook. Interest in coins like the 1994 P quarter highlights not only the mistakes made during the minting process but also reflects broader societal trends and changing values surrounding collectibles, investments, and historical artifacts. The development of this narrative around the quarter connects the past with the present. It serves as a microcosm of market dynamics where rarity meets demand, leading to profound implications for collectors and investors seeking to make a sound investment. The fact that one small error during a frantic minting process could yield one of the most sought-after coins of a generation speaks volumes about the unpredictable nature of collecting and the ways in which something written off as a minor mistake can transform into a lucrative asset. As these stories and values continue to evolve, it is clear that the 1994 P quarter dollar will hold a prominent place in the annals of numismatic history, representing an unexplored tapestry of human endeavor, error, and ambition. The ever-increasing value of this coin not only demonstrates the financial potential of collecting but also opens windows into historical moments that are often forgotten and overlooked, creating a rich tapestry of insights surrounding economics, production, and artistry in craftsmanship that reflect society's broader values and aspirations. For new collectors entering the scene or seasoned veterans seeking that next thrill, the allure of the 1994 P quarter is ever present, a shining example of how the mistakes of the past might pave the way to a treasure trove of opportunities for the future. So whether you're sifting through your change, looking at the collections of others, or sharing stories at a local coin club, remember to stay vigilant and curious, because who knows, perhaps the next extraordinary story in coin collecting is just waiting to be uncovered in the palm of your hand. Putting value on these historical items invokes a sense of connection not only with the past but with fellow enthusiasts sharing those journeys, ensuring that the legacy of the 1994 P quarter dollar will be passed down to future generations, perpetuating its narrative through time as a reminder of the beauty that can emerge from imperfection, and continually inspiring collectors and treasure hunters alike to seek out the remarkable, the rare, and the historically significant within their collections. In closing, this coin represents more than just monetary value. It embodies a tapestry of human experience, creativity, and the paths taken in the pursuit of perfection, only to reveal that sometimes it is in our missteps that we find true worth, crafting a story that ignites passion and evokes a sense of wonder in each of us, inviting you to explore the world of coins further, to dive into the rich and complex narratives that surround these seemingly simple objects, and to always appreciate the amazing stories waiting to be uncovered among them, culminating in a greater appreciation for the art and craft behind coin production, the smiles on the faces of those who have uncovered their hidden treasures, and the connections forged over the shared love of our one true collector's journey. Thank you for joining us today as we navigate through the remarkable journey of the 1994 P quarter dollar. Next, we are diving deep into the intriguing world of coin collecting, where history and value intertwine in the most unexpected ways, focusing on an extraordinary example that embodies the very essence of collecting, the 1983 D quarter dollar, a coin that carries with it a staggering estimated value of around $780 million due to several prominent errors and mistakes that occurred during its production. This remarkable figure might seem unbelievable at first glance, but as we unravel the story behind this quarter, we will uncover how a series of minor errors during minting can dramatically escalate its worth, creating a phenomenon that both collectors and investors find hard to resist. The story begins in 1983, a pivotal year marked not only by various historical events, such as the United States facing economic challenges, technology beginning to shift, and a general sense of change within the country, but also a period during which the United States Mint was heavily involved in high-volume coin production to meet the demands of a growing economy. In this high-pressure environment, the potential for minting errors naturally increases, and it turns out that the 1983 D quarter dollar was not immune to this reality. One of the most notable mistakes associated with this coin is the infamous wrong alloy composition. The 1983 D quarter was primarily minted in a copper-nickel combination, as is standard for US quarters, but during the production process, a batch of quarters mistakenly included a different blend of materials that did not conform to the established specifications. This unintentional mix-up led to certain coins being struck in a way that diverged from the intended design and metal composition, which immediately piqued the curiosity of both the public and coin collectors alike. This is where things start to get really interesting, as the mere existence of these improperly minted quarters sets the stage for a wider conversation about the nature of collectibles and the fundamental principles that dictate value in the numismatic world. What makes these quarters so sought after is not just the error itself, but the beautiful complexity behind the circumstances that allowed these coins to slip through the cracks of quality control. The notion of rarity is central to the appeal of the 1983 D quarter dollar. Collectors are drawn to pieces that stand apart from the norm, and when errors occur during minting, they create a supply-demand dynamic that can wildly inflate the coin's market value. Now, let's also consider the implications of the coins that were actually minted correctly in their expected blend. The typical 1983 D quarter, the one that conforms to the standard production specifications, is relatively abundant in circulation, but the existence of those with the erroneous alloy suddenly makes the complete set of quarters much more intriguing, enhancing the perceived value of the entire series. As collectors become aware of this distinction, they begin to search for these error coins among their collections, in circulation, or through dealers, driving up demand for pieces with even the slightest misprint or irregularity. As the excitement surrounding these error coins grows, so too does the potential for those fortunate enough to possess one of these quarters to realize substantial financial returns on their initial investment or long-held family heirlooms, stoking a fervor among collectors and investors who understand the deeper implications of rarity and desirability in their quest to enhance their portfolios. Furthermore, coins that exhibit additional types of errors and anomalies are also worth exploring when discussing the 1983 D quarter. Some may have been struck multiple times, leading to what is called a double strike, or they might exhibit die breaks, which occur when the die used to strike the coin becomes damaged, resulting in an irregular impression that can make an otherwise standard piece appear unique and valuable. Many collectors actively seek out these varieties, understanding that owning a coin with such an unusual characteristic can serve as both a point of pride in their collection and a smart financial investment. Over the years, as the narrative surrounding these error coins spread through online forums, social media, and in-person coin conventions, more enthusiasts began to take note of the incredible value potential of the 1983 D quarter dollar. The interactive aspect of community engagement in collecting cannot be overstated. As eager collectors share their findings, stories, and tips, they amplify interest in specific coins, driving the market dynamics higher, as the collective consciousness of what constitutes value continues to shift. The emergence of reputable grading services has further influenced this phenomenon, as coin grading becomes a standard practice in the buying and selling of collectibles. Collectors now have access to expert opinions on the quality and authenticity of their coins. This grading system creates a formalized structure that instills trust and confidence among buyers. The addition of a well-graded 1983 D-quarter dollar to a collection can significantly increase its value, especially when it factors in the appeal of errors, leading to increasingly competitive bidding wars at auctions where passionate collectors vie for the chance to own a piece of this storied history. Another compelling aspect of the 1983 D-quarters story is the role that pop culture and media can play in elevating the status of a coin. Over time, various news outlets, YouTube channels, and collectors' blogs have brought attention to the incredible value attached to era coins, helping to further educate the general public about numismatics and allowing them to grasp the parameters defining what makes coin collecting so exciting, with specific emphasis on pieces like the 1983 D-quarter dollar. This increased visibility also plays a critical role in expanding the audience of collectors, appealing to those who previously may have never considered the world of coins as a viable investment opportunity. As the excitement builds, people excited about the potential discovery of era coins spark greater public interest in numismatics, a phenomenon that continuously attracts newbies who might, for example, start combing through pocket change in search of that elusive 1983 D-quarter. The influence of storytelling in the world of coin collecting can hardly be underestimated. Compelling anecdotes surround individual coins, creating lore that adds depth to any collection. Those who own the era versions of the 1983 D-quarter are not merely carrying around outdated currency, but rather they are custodians of a mistake that has transformed into a valuable artifact of American history, a symbol of chance, human oversight, and the unpredictable nature of value and investment. The lesson here is clear. While most people might dismiss a quarter as mere change, collectors see their potential for something greater, something worthy of passionate pursuit and deep appreciation. Finally, consider the broader implications of the 1983 D-quarter dollar as it weaves its way through the fabric of American society. It serves as a microcosm reflecting changing values and beliefs about money, history, and ownership. As the numismatic landscape evolves with the advent of technology, the digitization of assets, the rise of online marketplaces, and the impact of social media, the narrative surrounding coins like the 1983 D-quarter dollar will only continue to grow, intertwining with present cultural dialogues and expanding our understanding of value both in the monetary sense and the sentimental realm. As we come to the end of this exploration into the incredible saga of the 1983 D-quarter dollar, it's clear that beneath a seemingly simple exterior lies an enthralling story rooted in history, rarity, and era, a saga that captures the imagination and serves as a tantalizing reminder of how the mundane can metamorphose into remarkable treasures through human craft, oversight, and the whims of fate. It illustrates the transformative journeys of objects that are often taken for granted, and we encourage you to keep your eyes peeled in the world around you, for you never know when an innocuous piece of currency may carry with it a piece of history just waiting to be cherished, valued, and celebrated by future generations of collectors. Thank you for joining us as we unearth the captivating history and remarkable value of the 1983 D-quarter dollar, an emblem of human fallibility turned coveted collectible, encouraging everyone to think differently about the coins that slip through our fingers every day and the hidden stories they may hold.